So what we were told by Robert is that the pipe underneath of it corroded. So my question is, if it's corroding and they're doing this every 6 weeks to come and check it, why didn't they notice that the thing had corroded? Why did the person's house have to burn down before that? So that's what we want to know. How many of these hydrants then are in town that are completely corroded and aren't going to work until there's a fire and the fire department has to come and alert the water company that these hydrants aren't working? And if they're testing them every 6 weeks, or they're coming and constantly testing them, how come they're not testing to see if they're corroded underneath? And if they've been testing it, how do they figure that out? My name's Victor Montoya, sir. I live right there. I'm a community advocate, bro. So, Robert, what happened?
Hey, I don't want to interfere with this shit. Victor Montoya's right here.
You see? This is the leadership under Jose Terrones. Mr. Terrones had gone and told me that try to retroactively charge me for stuff that Pat Venegas had said to charge him, and we found out Mr. Venegas said that that wasn't true. He also said that a judge had said some comments that got me banned from the water company, and though we found out that the judge said that she had no clue, Mr. Terrones is. So how many of these hydrants are rotted underneath? And if they're testing them, how come they're not testing to see if they're corroded underneath? And why do we wait until there's a fire then to find out that they're not working and they're corroded? And that's something the Public Regulatory Commission is going to begin as well. So we'll be sending this to the PRC so we can start asking questions, because this is a public safety issue. And then their staff doesn't know how to engage people. You just have to... You don't know how to speak to people.
34, 35. 34, okay. 34 and a half. Okay, está bien. 34 and a half.
So Robert here just told us earlier that it corroded down there and that it happens. And that if it happens, why aren't they changing them and fixing them so when it's necessary to get it used, we don't have to be here watching people's houses on fire because they said there's not enough pressure, and these people who work their entire lives see what they have and see it burn down because the water company can't come and maintain the fucking hydrants. But yet, when you miss your bill, they put the extra charges and everything else. What's going on with those extra charges? Why do they charge people extra if they're not maintaining everything else? Mayor Murillo had said last year that there was some issues with pressure, and Mr. Terrones says that Mayor Murillo was lying. But apparently, a year later, we find out that that's not true. So what's going on? This guy's house burned down because there was not enough pressure. He had to bring a pumper truck and all these other fire trucks because this hydrant wasn't working. So who's accountable for that? And who's in charge of making sure that these hydrants, when is necessary for the water company or some sort of fire company to come and turn off a fire, why do we have to wait until that moment to find out that the hydrant isn't working? But now we're here, the staff doesn't know how to talk to people, and we have a right to know why it's corroded underneath if they're checking it every 6 weeks like they said.
They probably blew a gasket or in between the 90 and the hydrant. We don't know yet. You know?
Okay. How many hydrants are like this around town?
He said to talk to, you want to talk to Terrones.
I'm going to have my attorney talk to Terrones.
He's going to have to talk to you.
Yeah, and then the other thing too, the mayor had said that the hydrants at the ballpark were like this too, And Mr. Torones, we went in, we filed a Freedom of Information Act on those.
They're working fine. I turned them on.
Well, last year.
No, I worked.
Okay, last year on July, and I just spoke to the mayor on Friday.
I worked on those.
Okay.
I turned them on and
Okay.
off, and they worked fine to me.
Okay, the mayor said that the stuff was real low. That's why they didn't have the firework stuff here. The mayor told us on Friday because we asked her about that issue.
Did she put a pressure gauge on it to check it out?
Why didn't Jose go and say something about it then? Why did Jose stay quiet? It was on Facebook.
I don't want to say nothing, Victor.
Yeah, that's it. You guys don't want to say nothing.
Just leave, please.
No. This is a public. I live in this neighborhood. You can't tell me to leave. You leave, bro. You don't tell me to leave. You leave. This is my neighborhood. My neighbors. I had to deal with my neighbors and call the Red Cross because their shit burned. You don't tell me to leave, bro. I'm gonna go file a complaint against you, bro. You don't tell me to leave. Understand? No. You guys get your shit straight. No. Well, you do your job right and make sure a fucking house doesn't burn, bro. No. You know what? Fuck you. I'm not leaving. Then shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, bro. Cállate la boca. You don't talk to people like that either, bro. Well, then you should have done it in the first place before the people's house burned down. Then check it. You said you check it all the time. If you don't know, then you're not doing your job.